kind of like ignore if you see a mess or anything like that. Okay? Ooh, I kind of don't want to do this part. Wait, I'm playing around with these filters. Okay. Um, let's do this. Let's keep this one on. Fuck it. Ooh, I like this. Hi everyone, welcome to my reading. Welcome to my channel. So, my cat is here and she's saying hi. I'm talking. Say hi, Fuchsia. Okay. She's. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's like high creative sexual energy and like all the time, because she really, she's really sensitive to that, it seems. But basically, I wanted to do this reading really quickly before I go, because why'd my ex come back into my life, my ex-fiance come back into my life right before I went out on a date with like my type. Like, I've never met my type before, but I've met my type. And now I'm like, dang. Like, as someone who's never picky with the kind of guys I date, who's never like, you know what I mean? This guy was like, wow, like, my goodness, God really pulled through. God was like, let me show you something. I was like, dang, there, he's real. He's real. I was just thinking about it too. I'm not even kidding. I was, so on my Instagram channel, and this is super real, okay? On my Instagram channel, I really love this filter. I should get contacts like these. So on my Instagram, I talked about how I'm learning how to visualize now. Oh, no, sorry. Textualize now, because my visual, would you call it, I have a visual impairment in my imagination, so I'm technically blind in my imagination. I have aphantasia, but I still have an imagination, and I was trying to figure out how to use it. So tactualization is actually a form of sensory imagination. So I can imagine how things feel. I can imagine the texture. I can imagine places, like, you know what I mean? Weather, like, I'm good at that. Like, I've like echolocation, right? It's like echolocation, basically. Fuchsia, stop. But what'd you call it? So I was basically trying to visualize like the kind of man that would really, like, you know, get me going, turn me on, and all of that, right? So I like I would like imagine it. I imagined it, and there he was. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, that is exactly. But then obviously there were other issues and stuff like that. I also realized how my Scorpio rising energy works. So I was like, okay, like, it's making sense. Because people want to provide for me. They want to provide for me, but it's also my eighth house dominant energy, because I have a very strong eighth house, right? So my extremely fucking powerful ass eighth house, because my eighth house is actually insanely powered, what you call it, means that people are meant to provide to me all my resources. Like, if I need anything, someone's gonna provide it. But the thing is that I don't know that I need it until someone provides it. So that's like the tricky part about it, right? So I'm here with my Mystic Love Oracle, right? Yeah, my ex-fiance stuff is not the same person. But what'd you call it, I had such an adventure. It was so great. And I'm just thinking about, like, what'd you call it, how, and like, if you're like, oh well, how would you do, they knew, like, they know, and all that jazz. Fuchsia, stop. But let's start this reading. Moral ambiguity aside, okay? Spiritual awakening is here with realizations. Yeah, so this is like realizations. Realizations are, what'd you call it, tangible efforts coming into reality. Basically, tangible effort coming into reality, tactility coming into being, okay? So let's see what this is real quick. I think she's bored. I don't know where she put her. She wet her toy. Now she can't find it. So she's like scouring for it. And it's like, you're the one who fucking tossed that shit. So divine intervention, time for reflection is here. Addiction and healthy attachment. Oh my gosh. Always comes up every time I get a vape. Always comes up. Has not come up once. I feel like, you know, the crazy part about tarot and readings and stuff like that is that for the longest time I was getting my readings and I wouldn't get this addiction card. and now I'm smoking again, and it's giving me my addiction card. So now I do know that it's about probably my like vaping and stuff like that. Is this about vaping and like smoking and stuff? Yeah, obviously break it up, right? So it's like asking me to like, you know what I mean? But it's with God. It's with God. It's with God. Obviously my ancestors aren't like, you know, but at the same time, my ancestors, you know what I mean? Yeah. So party, having fun, marriage, sacred union, storm, text message, unsent messages. So basically, collective, what I'm getting is that there's a stronghold when it comes to marriage now, or coming into union, right? It's a party, sacred union, having fun with a sacred union. So me, I'm having fun with God, right? God is letting me have fun. He's showing me that it is fun. And I'm learning that marriage is a concept, right? It's more of a concept than it is an engagement. It's a concept. So conceptual, it's a conceptual lifestyle. Okay. It's a lifestyle concept, marriage. So it's like, yeah, and you can have fun with it. And I feel like excited. I feel like it's really important. So turmoil, the Lord was showing me that something was going to come in and try and, you know, ruin that shit. So here it is. So there, these energies are trying to come in to display, yeah, divine timing. But really the divine timing is here to show me that they're trying to come in and display. You see what I'm saying? So there's something about some display or an act or a performance that somebody wants of me, but then there's the performance that's going to happen, what it shall be, right, Ashe? So that's with God. But they, what'd you call it? Yeah, they can't come in and fuck it up. I don't know who that is, because there's whole inner growth here, responsibilities, meaning, signs, important connections. So yeah, there's the energy of the energy of responsibilities. So you guys, priorities, right? We always fulfill what our priority is. We have to program ourselves to, you know what I mean, fulfill our priorities so that we can define what those are once we fulfill them, right? So lies are here with fears and afraid. Yeah, there's definitely these energies that are like, have like arrogance. So arrogance is the energy of like inconsistencies meshed with insecurities, and also meshed with false displays of affection. That's arrogance. It's like insecurities, like I said, inconsistencies in and false displays of affection. So that's arrogance. Okay, so there's like keeping secrets, afraid, like stuff like that. Like, yeah, you, I just, now I know the energy. So let's like, instead of tactualizing it, and see, this is the thing about master manifestors. You will never see a master manifester visualizing or tactilizing something negative or evil, because just like you're not supposed to give a name to a demon or an entity. That demon or entity already has a name. God has already, what you call it, defined what it is. You have to, what you call it, remove it from its source. What you call it? But yeah, basically, tactualizing and manifesting comes from a space of purity. So you only want to tactualize or visualize or experience positive energies, right? So it might be hard for people, but it is what you have to do, right? Master manifestors have to be optimists in order to contextualize, actualize, realize, and visualize that which they want for their life, right? So yeah, so call, hearing from them in reverse. Yeah, I knew it. So magnetic attraction, passion. This is like, you see what I'm saying? So I'm not attracting that false call. So it was like something to do negative, right? But there's a real call, right? And it's, yeah, it has to do with the Most High. Direction, yeah. There's definitely the energy of, ooh, arrogance, heavy arrogance. There's a heavy arrogance. Somebody is weighed down by their arrogance, is what I'm seeing. Someone is weighed down by their arrogance. They want to weigh other people down with their arrogance. They want to burden people with their arrogance, or that they are burdening people with their arrogance without acknowledging that that's what they're doing. So we're going to give that to God. We're just going to lift all the burdens off of us and give it to God. But they're also doing this in an idea or an attempt to make it seem like we're lifting their burdens for them, when in fact it's God that is lifting our burdens off of us, and then giving back to them whatever their burdens are until they decide that they can give it to God. It's not our problem or our business, right? So yeah, it's like I don't know where the yeah, see exactly. Third party hookup, one night stand, exactly. Intimacy, sex, good time, bonding. Yeah, security, family, exactly. See, like there's this energy, yeah, karmic relationship. This is really wild. This is really wild because this is not okay. So for context, for you guys specifically, for those that actually are like, but that guy that you were talking about, for you know what I mean? Because my besties would know exactly. Like Holy Spirit would show me like, oh, the people that are like, what about that guy? Didn't you hook up with him? I did not have sex with him. So there's no arrogance in the matter, right? So karmic relationship there, exactly. Divine intervention. Like I said, Holy Spirit is here. Yeah, there's nothing missing about the situation. Someone is definitely shattered and heartbroken and projecting all their arrogance onto me. It's like if people have their own issues, they want to act like I'm what is it called again? Enabling them when it's not true. So people like they're arrogantly displaying false enablement, which is not something that I've provided them. Yeah, exactly. Divine feminine in reverse, reconciliation, rebuilding, look between the lines. So they're trying to act like, well, if you're a divine feminine, how could you go back to your ex? Yeah. Well, for those of you guys who might be just innocent, right? Naive, maybe even gullible, or even like you have friends who say those things, well, if you're, you know what I mean, or you listen to karmic readers and you didn't know that they were karmic, right? And they're saying things like, oh, never go back to your ex. Yes, I would suggest also never going back to your ex, except for if you've broken up with them because of a specific reason. Now, if God asked you to break up with someone because let's say, for example, you didn't know what they were doing to you, but then you wanted to break up with them for some reason whatsoever, but then you later on found out that what it was. You have to wait to find out. That's the whole thing. But the separation, right, is for you to see what the results of those actions were. So for me and my like ex-fiance, I realized that we didn't well, I didn't he didn't know me well enough. He didn't know me well enough, and he did not. It's not because he didn't know himself well enough. It's because he's not a very depthful person, and that's not a bad thing for him, right? So I'm a fan of ordinary people. I'm a huge fan of ordinary people, people who live very mundane and ordinary lives. I think that it's so courageous and brave of them to like, and not in a negative sense or like, oh, like you're so courageous. No, I mean it in like, yes, I want to push you to higher potential and limits, and I want you to be able to, expand your consciousness. But that's something that my ex only started doing after we broke up. You see what I'm saying? So he wouldn't have really done that with me, right? With me around, but he needed to explore his consciousness, even though he is so ordinary. And I respect that so much. See, that takes a lot of bravery to not know anything about spirituality, God, or anything like that, and still take a leap of faith. Like, you have to be a faithful person, and that's exactly who my ex fiance is. He's very faithful, he's very kind, loving, and he loves me. You know what I mean? He loves me, and I want to be able to provide that reverence, to God. Like, I want to be able to explore that dimension. And then there's the other side of me. I'm Gemini moon. So there's the other side of me that is capable of realizing affection, love, and all that superficially. Like this, all that depth is still very the tip of the iceberg for me, right? It's still very superficial. It's still very surface level. Deep connections like that just kind of like, have you ever seen like love sex in eat pray love, basically eat pray love. My love life is very much eat pray love, and I'm the single girl in Italy who's like having a good time by herself. That's eat pray. I'm eat pray loving. That's me. And so would you call it, and so someone that's like wants to be like a husband to me but doesn't understand that that's what he's looking for can come across as like very inconsistent, right? But the reality of the situation, that it was I who had broken up with him, right? So of course it's going to seem inconsistent, right? So that's where there's a hidden devil arrogance in that situation that I'm exercising, and then we shall see whether or not the relationship can stand, right? But just because that whole situation is happening doesn't mean that I don't deserve the kind of affection, eat, pray, love energy that I really am, which is why I actually do love my ex-fiance, because he understands that depth of me. You see what I'm saying? See what I said? It's not that he didn't know, it's not that he doesn't know my depths, is that he doesn't reflect that depth back to me. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Which means that he might not be my soulmate. He might not be my twin flame. He might not have any kind of deep, you know what I mean, soul connection with me. And I think that is the lesson. Not that, oh, we're supposed to be with our soulmates. I know this truth, and I'm going to tell you now. Soulmates are souls that you've already had connections with in your past lives. A lot of people can't accept this reality, but it's the truth. Now, if you meet someone who's a new soul to you and you develop a connection with them in your next lifetime, you are probably going to be soulmates with that person, right? Which is why you can find depth in different people in this lifetime, because in the last lifetime you already had depth built with that person. That's like a that's your deposit that you put in, and then in your next lifetime you get your rewards back. You see what I'm saying? Which is why you always look forward to your next lifetime. Now, this is something that is so like new to me in this lifetime. I've obviously, I fucking obviously have done this in so many lifetimes, but in this lifetime it's new to me because I'm a whole different person. I'm a whole new person, right? Well, by its technicalities, I have a whole new brain, right? I have a new, I have a whole new brain, a whole new heart, a whole new body, right? I have a whole new character about me, and so that's just the truth. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's plenty of lifetimes where if I met myself, I'd probably not be friends, right? And then there's plenty of lifetimes that I would be besties with myself. You see what I'm saying? So it's like different dimensions of things, right? So intuition, inner knowing, I'm telling you guys, like this is something that's so deep. I've come to like understand my depth as well within my wisdom, because it's like I can't really I can't really explain like how much I know. I know a lot, but without being like boastful or arrogant, it's just a fact. I know a lot, and it like throws a lot of people off. It throws a lot of people off how much I know, because my capacity of wisdom just keeps increasing and keeps growing. And so, yeah, hurt in reverse, agonizing pain in reverse. Yeah, see growth possibilities. The pain has already stopped from the wisdom. So, you know, when you find out the truth, sometimes it hurts. Now it doesn't hurt me anymore. In fact, it liberates me because there's so much to know. And like, I don't know. I'm in love. I'm in love with God. That's who I'm truly in love with, right? Whole inner growth. I'm truly in love with God. And I think that I can find that love in anyone and in anything. And I would love, the only thing that I would love to do is express that love to my most authentic being. And God is so like versatile. God is so versatile. God is so uncompromisingly versatile in a way that I can't even, I am amazed. I am at awe at his reverence. I am at awe at his power, at his like ability to like, I don't know how to explain it. His ability to make reality be what exactly he chooses it to be. Like I am an absolute awe in like his power, right? That's what I'm saying. That power of his is so like right now it's just capturing me. It's capturing me. I don't know what it is, but I think it's like I'm an angel capturing me. Last night I was like waking up to like, not waking up, but I was in like an REM half sleep where it was like it was weird. It was like someone got swatted. It was really strange to me. um Sex, good time, social media in reverse, keeping tabs in reverse. I don't know what that's about. Just sex, good time, good time. Oh, good timing. Okay. All right, sweet. Okay. I'm pretty much, oh, okay. Pretty much, yeah, change, transition, reconciliation, rebuilding, dating, meeting someone new. Okay, him, divine masculine, inner knowing, intuition. Okay. Growth possibilities, divine timing. Yeah. See, that's what it was. You see what I'm saying? Because both of us yesterday acknowledged that it was divine timing. Like, we both were like, yeah. And I haven't, it was so refreshing to finally meet someone who loves God. It was so refreshing to finally meet a man who loves God. Yeah, fated meeting, home foundation. So I'm finally being connected with my true like home where I'll really be. And yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at them trying to intrude, mimicking. Anyways, I gotta go. Yeah, him. Yeah, I'm leaving now. Okay, guys. Storm, yeah, there's a storm happening for some snake mimic. Yeah, that has an unresolved, like, that has unresolved tension with legal disputes. Yeah. Okay, I know who that is. Okay. So, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, because they were trying to scam. They were trying to scam a system through a false apology or like a mistake or naivety or something. Yeah. They were trying to bypass some sort of legal process. Relationship reconnecting enemy. Yeah. They wanted to bypass some sort of legal proceeding. My goodness. That's like what I'm saying. Like they're trying to throw our burdens onto us. Their burdens onto us. Like, okay, so let's imagine, God forbid it's you guys, but if it's not you who's watching me, then imagine it's literally somebody else who's watching me, okay? To that person, what good is it for me to know what you're going through? What good is it so that I can tell you that it's your fault, that it's on you, that it's your responsibility? You want me to be that therapist to you. You want me to be that. But don't you realize that the best therapy is when you acknowledge your own faults so that then you can fix them? Because you know faults are something you can fix. They're flaws, but there's a way for you to be flawless. That is the lesson about all of this, because you can be a divine being. But for you to be that, you have to disavow yourself from like evil, darkness, and chaotic flaws. Those are not God-given things, right? Yes, humanity can be seen as flawed, but only if that flaw is within you. You see what I'm saying? Like, it is not our problem. It is not our problem. And like, let's say, for example, me hitting this vape. Like I said, it can be fixed, but here's why I not ignore, but why I overlook that energy, and not in a negative way. Why I'm looking over it, right? Looking through it, because moderation is important, and you build moderation by doing the things that you love. And sometimes I love tasting the flavor of this, like this. First, I acknowledge anything I put in my mouth cannot harm me, will not harm me. Next, I understand that I am moderate with what I do and how I do it, right? Magnetic attraction. It's a way that I do it. It's my way. But at the same time, it's Yahweh. You see what I'm saying? It's my life, God's way. You see what I'm saying? It's my life, God's way. You see what I'm saying? Dating, meeting someone new. But I'm not, but I guess they're trying to put me as if that I'm in God's way. I could never be in God's way. Like, I couldn't be like all up like in his, like, you know what I'm talking about now? Like, you know, people can be in our way when we're trying to move forward. Well, I can't be in God's way while he's moving, because he's everywhere. The way that he has for me, yeah, exactly, travel. Someone wants to argue. Someone wants to argue with me. And I'm not going to sit here and argue with them, because I don't need that additional stress. I'm just let you know right now. I don't need that additional stress. I'm not going to want to argue with you. You want to argue with me? I don't want to argue with you. All right? So what we going to do about it? What we going to do about it? You want to argue with me, but I don't want to argue with you. Period. Period. The fuck? motherfuckers be like trying to argue with me, and I'm like, I don't want to argue with you, and then they get mad because I don't want to argue with them. And I think that's what it is. It's like people don't know when to stop. It's not people, but a lot of individuals don't know when to fucking stop. Yeah, they have blockages, and they want to project, like, they want to project weaknesses, their own weaknesses. Know thyself. Okay, collective, know thyself. That's the energy. Yeah, there's new things to know about you in this paradigm. It's a whole new year, and this year is the year of the horse. Exciting. I'm gonna have to do my research about that. Last year was the year of the snake, shedding skin. You know how it is, transformation, yada yada yada. This year it's about the horse, I guess, power, reverence, honor, and so on and so forth. All right, see you guys. Bye.